Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that.
I went on a little bit of a booze run the other day.
Booze cruise.
Which makes it sound like I went out and got a bunch of stuff, but really I went to the corner store and got a few things. But while I was in their alcohol section, I saw something that drew my eye. Because in our world, we're around the Halloween season, so this makes a little bit more sense. I don't know when this episode's going to come out in relation, but I saw this, which is
19 crimes. Yeah, it's Frankenstein. It's just a Frankenstein's face on a bottle of wine.
19 crimes for people who don't know. They have like Snoop Dogg. I bought Snoop Dogg 19
I've seen
crimes
that before, for sure.
Yeah, because they had a little like Snoop Dogg on the cork. I don't know if they'll have a Frankenstein on this cork. Haven't opened this up, but
I'll have to find out.
This Frankenwine is hopefully going to be good. The Snoop Dogg wine is okay. 19 crimes seems to be just like a weird cheap brand.
It seems like they do a good job of putting gimmicky labels on that get people to buy things. So good on them.
Case in point, me right now. Yeah. Good for them. But we'll have to see how this Frankenwine does. I just want to say Frankenwine. I'm gonna be honest.
You're still riding the Ghost and Ghouls high. The Goose and Ghouls,
Goosey Ghouls.
Yeah. We're still riding the high. Yeah, we're still, as of time of recording, we're deep in candy season, Will. And I've been slamming Kit Kat specifically.
Slamming. Okay.
And today I bit into a Kit Kat and I got freaking robbed because there was no wafer in there. It was just chocolate. It was just a bar of chocolate. And
I've never had that.
It got me thinking because I was like, I unwrapped it. It was still the shape of a Kit Kat bar, right? It's still got the two parts so you can break apart. And in my mind, I was like, I don't know how this works because presumably in the factory, there's a machine that pours out just enough chocolate to cover the wafer, but there was no wafer there. So how did this happen? Like how did it get to the full height? How did it get to the full? It looked the same. I didn't know until I bit into it that I had been robbed. So I don't know what's going on in the factory. They need to. Immediately, I told my girlfriend, and she was like, "You should have taken a picture and written to them, and then we would have gotten a lifetime supply of free Kit Kat."
Oh, you really are living.
I was like, I don't think that's how that works.
She's living in a Willy Wonka world where lifetime supplies of chocolate exist.
Yeah, I don't think that's really how
Hershey's going to give it to you. No, absolutely not. They would not give it to you. That did bring me to the beginning of Willy Wonka, where they have the opening credits where they're just making chocolate, and it's so mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, velvety.
Oh, love it.
But I haven't really been having a lot of candy.
You gotta be slamming candy. Listen,
no, I'm not
we only got a few days left, and then candy slamming season is over. You can't slam any more candy.
That is absolutely true. But I got my scary movies. I got my scary games. And you know what, Theo? Because we're out of the scary season, in the canon of Segment City, everybody's listened to this in November or December.
They don't want to hear about it.
They don't want to hear about it.
They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear about it.
They do want to hear our names, though. My name is Will Kane, and you know what? They did have a Bride of Frankenstein wine, and I think... Can I be the
Are you going to pull it up? Are you going to show it to me? Are you going to show me that you got two? No. Listen, I'm buying one bottle of wine for a goof, but certainly not two.
No. I had to make a decision. My name's Will Kane, and I'm the werewolf on the wine bottle that didn't get past PR because they decided that was a bad combination.
That's a great sequel to The Wolf on Wall Street. Is the werewolf on wine bottle? It's really good.
Wow.
I guess I'm the werewolf on wine bottle, Theo Savacos. And
we're both werewolves on wine.
Yeah, we're both there.
And this is a podcast in which Theo and I dumpster dive our way through the internet for all those good comedy morsels to bring to you. And Theo, I got a segment brought to me that's going to be our first segment of the day.
Brought straight to your door?
Yeah, I found this on Reddit, and so I'm going to do a little explanation. But this segment, I'm going to call this segment "Games That Only Jigsaw Will Like."
I like this already. This is good
because this is a game I don't think you're going to want to play, but we're going to play it anyway.
All right.
I'm going to the Reddit user. I'm going to shout him out real quick. Training Tennis 1436 came up with this little game where he has a Google presentation, a Google slideshow, and on it there are 2 keywords. And the game for this is they went onto the website Rule 34. For people who don't know, Rule 34 of the internet is if there's porn, if something exists, there is porn made of it, right? And so there's a website that is literally just a porn website.
Which is you started which is if there's porn, then there's something. There's got to be something.
There's something there. but this person has basically created a competition on each slide of 2 terms that are like tags or like key terms that show up on Rule 34 that you have to guess.
Oh God!
And this is very simple on your part. You have to guess which one has more search results.
Oh, okay. So it's just A or B. That's all we're going for.
A or B.
Okay. Hey, this is a game. I know. Maybe I'm Jigsaw. I kind of like the game so much.
You don't know. Well, you're not going to like it because we're immediately going to start off with penis neck or vagina neck.
You see, Will, I can picture. I can picture the first one, but I'm struggling for the second one.
Vagina neck to me it's like an old lady's neck, I guess.
Yeah,
like
that's not good.
That's not good.
It's a gross image. It's not.
I'm going to say all of these things that are they're all going to be grosser than these. So
this is a warm up. All right.
Yeah, so we can't. I'm also not. I'm going to say we're going to go. Ugh, but that's if you like this stuff and you aren't hurting anyone. Go fine, whatever. I don't care. This is our like. We're not yucking your yum necessarily, but we're going to make fun of your.
We're
yum,
goofing your yum, though. We are goofing your yum.
Yeah. Now that's out of the way. Which do you think has more?
I'm going to go option A, penis neck. Will lock me in.
Penis neck does have more results.
Good.
277 results versus 176 for vagina.
That's shockingly close.
It's a lot. Now, orb or affront to nature. Orb,
now you
like
said
a
that this is going to be
orb.
This is going to be worse than the first one, which makes me think that there's some. They're going to get worse. Okay, orb or affront to nature.
I'm also going to say that these are maybe out of context terms too. Like orb could be something really bad.
Orb could be something bad, but at face value, orb is just a sphere. It could be anything. I'm going to go orb. I'm going to go orb for this because it's so general that it feels like it could have more hits.
Nope, you would be incorrect. Affront to nature has 1120 and orb has 863. Also, I'm going to say these are just like whatever this guy, I haven't like crunched the numbers myself. This is whatever, whenever he made this, these are the numbers.
Cite your sources, Will. Cite your sources.
There's cucked by femboy or auto foot job. Cucked by femboy or auto foot job.
That presumably means that you're giving yourself, that's not a car that's giving you a foot job, right?
No, but it's spelled the same way. I think it's more.
There's
like
probably some other term for a car. Okay, I'm gonna go with option A because it just seems like it's casting
Cucked by femboy.
It seems like it's casting a wider net to me.
Here's the thing: you would be wrong.
God,
that has
dang it.
Cucked by femboy has 922 and auto foot job has 1560. So
I guess in this case, being out of touch with the youths is fine. I guess I'm fine with that in this case.
Now, this is absolutely a term. This is a regular term versus a term that I don't know what it means, and I'm scared to look it up. Math versus Dorse.
Math?
Yeah, like math. Like
mathematics.
Because they have like on this slideshow, they have like images behind. It is literally a chalkboard with equations on it.
What's the picture for Dorse?
Oh, it's scary. It's like a weird black and white, like spooky.
That's a spooky, but it's a Rule 34 spooky.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dorse because it seems niche. Who's lusting over math?
You would be correct. This is a very tight one because math had 183 and Dorse has 219.
I don't know what Dorse is, but good for you. Whatever.
Now, fupa or bug.
Fupa?
Fupa is for people who don't know what fupa is. It is a fat upper pussy area. Is the term for it?
I don't think I knew what that was.
People also like kind of make it. That's how I originally heard it. I've also heard it fat upper like pelvis area or like that kind of general.
What was option
pubic
2?
area or bug? Just literally a bug.
Well, the first one seems so obviously sexual that I'm going to go with B. I'm going with bug.
Your bug, you're correct, my friend. It has more than twice than Mount Fupa has.
Wow.
And Fupa has 1,146. Bug has 2,692.
I know you freaks really watching like District 9. I know you people out there getting absolute freaky over it.
Third leg or lipples.
Lipples are nipple, this letter lips?
Yeah, I presumably.
Is that a whole mouth? 2 mouths instead of... How does that work?
I guess so.
What's the image? What does the image show you? What does the image show you?
Lips. It just says lips.
Oh, it just says
so lipples, I imagine, would just be 2 nipples that have lips and maybe a mouth.
Or third leg, which is, again, obviously sexual.
Is literally the image is somebody with a giant cock.
I want to say...
So there's no, like...
I want to say lipples, because it's weird. I like the idea of lipples.
You are keying into the right ideas on this.
The weird frequency is the way to tack into.
They're both in the 400s. They're only 40 away. One was 400, 300, 437. The other one is 470 something. Meat wall, in parentheses, body type, or living condom.
Is that in parentheses supposed to help clarify it for me? Because
I don't know.
I feel more confused.
The image is literally just raw steak. So like, I'm not very happy about that. Whatever I imagine it.
I got too distracted by meat wall body type. What was option 2?
Living condom.
Living condom. Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that because I'm going with meat wall because I'm going yikes on option B.
You were correct.
Let's go. I'm getting good at this game.
1,373 and living condom has 1,171.
Wow.
Melting or hairy belly?
Melting.
Hairy belly is a normal one. Like hairy belly feels like you're coming up from air, even though it's a like weird gross thing.
It's like compared to meat wall, I at least know what conceptually what we are talking about for hairy belly. I have to tap back into the weird frequency, and I have to go hairy belly because it's so normcore that it is now wrapping around and becoming weird again.
You forgot the main rule of this game.
Just
whatever's weirder.
Whatever's
probably going to win.
Frick. Yeah, I tried to go too meta on it.
Melting has more. It has 1,573 versus 618 for hairy belly.
Yeah, it's too normal. It's too normal.
Oh, this has an awful image. Dollification or body horror.
Both of those are not great.
The image for dollification is awful. I fucking hate it so
Dollification. What is it?
You want me to send you the picture?
No, I want you to describe it. I don't want to see this.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you.
No, I don't want to see it.
No, I can't send it to you.
Good. Just describe it to me.
It is an old man with like balding hair with like kind of realistic eyes, and then his teeth is the same color as his skin, and he has like big front teeth. Yeah, it's really gross. Anyway, which one do you think? Dollification or body horror?
I'm going to go dollification. Too weird.
You'd be incorrect.
Frick.
Body horror has twice as much.
I was on such a roll.
Dollification has 1,129 and body horror has 2,282.
Wow, that's quite the split.
Yep. This is unbirthing or imminent death.
Did you say unbirthing?
Yeah, this is a moment where I'm like, I'm on the internet more than you, and it's weird because I have friends who are even further into the internet than me, and it's like it feels like you're viewing me the same way that I view them.
Wait, so you saw the term unbirthing and were like, I'm familiar with this. I know what this is.
It's literally a person going up somebody's vagina.
Woof. All right, we're going with that. The energy is too weird. I'm going with that as my answer.
Versus imminent death, you would be correct. That has 6,334.
Oh my god, that's our highest category yet.
5,441.
It's the kids that are wrong.
I am going to skip this one because even this one is too bad.
Wow, it's too
punching.
Let's say
it was. I was like, I don't want to. This on the podcast. Punching bag or black hole.
Punching bag.
Black hole feels like it could be a term for something else, but I don't. They literally have a picture of a black hole, so I'm going to take it as that.
Punching bag. Punching bag feels weird. It feels weirder. I'm going punching bag. No, wait, hold on. Now black hole. Black hole also weird. Also weird.
Also weird.
But no, not as weird as punching bag. We're going punching bag. Lock it in.
You would be correct, Theo. This says 559 versus 295.
Thank you.
Petrification versus penis nipples. What's with all the nipples?
It's gonna be penis nipples. The penis nipples is the answer for this one, and
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, I won't accept any argument about it.
The difference between them is very slight. Petrification has 16,900. Oh my god, 1,694 versus 1,770.
That's not that big.
It's not that big of a. Keyhole or sex toy transformation.
Keyhole seems like the weirder option because it's not explicitly sexual, and I'm gonna go with the second one on this one because I feel like it's so weirder. Overt. It's so overt that I can't ignore it. I'm gonna go with it.
Theo, you would be right, but this is another one that's kind of close. Keyhole has 528, and then there's 690, 69.
I wish I was counting my hits here because I feel like I'm getting pretty good at this.
This is target practice or meat toilet.
Now, I don't know what a meat toilet is, but I have no interest in finding out. I also have zero interest in finding out. I'm going to go target practice. It feels like a term that is overloaded in a way that I don't know what it means, but at least conceptually I can visualize something. So I'm going with it.
No.
Correct.
Meat toilet wins.
Also, it was weirder. I should have gone with it.
The image they have for this is literally they took a toilet, and I think in like Photoshop or something, they just did there are filters that it's like you can overlay images because it's filter. Like way too close. Like it's a meat toilet, but they just have it's obviously just an image of meat that they overlaid and then like did some anyway.
It's terrible.
I'm skipping this because I don't even know what these are. Status effect or pig girl?
Status effect? Like
a video game status effect.
Or like confused or poisoned?
Yep.
Or what was it? Pig girl?
Pig girl, yeah.
We're going pig girl. Pig girl.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
And it's literally a difference of 8. 8
Whoa.
This is the closest we've had. Pig girl was 835 and the status effect was 827.
Wow.
Bow-legged or penis creature?
I want to believe in the America that has voted for penis creature. That's the America I want to believe in.
You are correct.
Yes.
234 for penis creature versus 91 for bow-legged.
These sickos out here have been playing Silent Hill. They've been getting ideas.
I don't know how many more we have, but I feel like this is a good one to end on. Head inflation or ominous shadow?
Are we talking about head inflation like the old Airheads ads where the heads were really big? Are that what we're talking about?
Actually, kind of. This is, I think, a Junji Ito comic where it's like a creepy, everybody, like head is gigantic in the sky and then like a body. It's weird. But
what was the other one? Head inflation or
ominous shadow?
Huh. Ominous shadow is so angsty.
It's so ominous.
It's so ominous. It's so odd. Yeah. I'm going to go head inflation because I like to believe in airheads. That's what I like to think about.
You would be incorrect, and I would have gone with you on, like, that seems like weirder. Head inflation only has 27, which, thank God. Ominous shadow is 41, which is already
so there's 27 freaks out there that saw the old airhead commercial and was like, ooh la la. Now that is really something.
Uh-huh. But anyway, that was how we're going to end this little segment of Games Only Jigsaw Likes.
Games Only Jigsaw Likes. I like this segment. I hope it comes back because Jigsaw, you can be my friend.
You can be your friend. And you know what? Hopefully your next segment isn't going to be something Jigsaw likes because that guy just likes bad things.
Going to love this stuff. Shit. We're getting straight back to the freaks, the certified freaks. This is a news story in the news that comes to us from Yahoo News, and it's entitled... Japanese man spends $15,000 on dog costume to fulfill lifelong dream of transforming into an animal.
What the? Whoa. Oh, this is like furry adjacent. I'm going to say.
Furry adjacent.
It feels different. I'm going to say from the outset, but it might not be that different from furries. Let's get into it.
Let's get right into it.
Get into that fursuit. Get your head.
Let's get right into it. This is, okay. For his costume, a man named Toko from Japan has spent approximately 2 million yen on a realistic border collie costume. He commissioned a Japanese company called Zeppet, which specializes in sculptures and models for movies, commercials, and amusement facilities, as well as TV costumes and mascots. The costume reportedly took 40 days to create. Toko also went through multiple rounds of revisions, including meetings and fittings for the costume. Now, Will, you might be wondering, what does this man look like? Because, that's obviously what we're talking about.
In costume or out of costume? Because I feel like him out of costume, I almost don't care.
Yeah, that's... the internet agrees with you because there's only pictures of him in costume.
Of course there is.
Naturally.
Oh my God. Wow. When you said realistic border collie, I did have a vision in my head of like... kind of, you know how like fur suits that furries have are kind of like more cartoony. I was expecting it like that.
Okay, so just to lay it out, it's not a fursuit because like most furry suits are bipedal, like they have gone the route of like anthropomorphic animal. This man has gone for pure realism, four-legged dog.
In the picture that you sent me, he's sitting like a dog, has dog-sized hands and feet, like paws, I should say. Even though I guess it's just like a dude, a small dude. Like how big is he? Like now,
presumably not large, because it is not that big of a. It's like a little bit bigger than a border collie, but not huge. Yeah.
It doesn't look bulky. It doesn't look like but it's hard to tell what the guy looks like inside because he's like probably scrunched up.
Right.
But you can't tell.
So here's a quote from him. In an interview with Minavi, Toko explained that he chose a border collie costume as the long hair can, quote, mislead the human figure. Quote, I made it a collie because it looks real when I put it on. My favorite is quadrupedal animals, especially cute ones. Among them, I thought a big animal close to me would be good, considering that it would be a realistic model. So I decided to make it a dog, Toko said. I met such a condition and made collie my favorite breed of dog. Now,
that feels backwards to me.
That feels backwards to me. It feels like his favorite animal was the dog, and he decided on that before and then went backwards. Rather than being I wonder what I can realistically be.
I could really blend in if I am a border collie versus a wiener dog. Is a real people gonna think I'm a Shih Tzu or a little Chihuahua? I don't think so. If they see me looking like with this long fur, it could hide me a little bit.
Exactly. A Zeppet employee said that creating the costume was difficult as it requires a significant amount of time to study how the dog's figure can correspond with a human figure. Literally, the costume designers had to look at a dog and be like, how do we get a human to realistically mimic a dog's motions?
Yeah, but this is normally in the context of movies, like they said. Like,
right.
It feels like going to fucking ILM and being like, hi, so I got this fancy fetish. Like, can you get me a full mecha suit? Because I really love robots. Like, what?
I have unlimited funding for this because my life is otherwise empty.
I'm not going to do that much of a read, but that was, you know what? That's kind of a fair read.
The point is, quote, the point is that the skeleton of a dog can be reproduced on the skeleton of a human. Since the structure of the skeleton is very different, we spent a lot of time studying how to make it look like a dog, the employee told my Navi. In addition, we collect photographs taken from various angles so that the beautiful coat of the collie can be reproduced and devised so that the coat can flow naturally. Toko posted a video on his YouTube channel on April 12th where he tries on the border collie costume and transforms into a dog, making dog-like motions. He can be seen waving his paw in the air and flopping onto his side as a real-life dog would. And I watched this video, and when he flops onto his side, it looks like a genuine motion of an animal.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of impressive to be able to mimic that, but it's also in service of a guy's liking ? Or is this something that would be a Rule 34 tag? Because it feels like that.
It doesn't overtly seem that way. It just seems like this man is obsessed with being an animal, which, I'm not here to diagnose, but the lengths to which he had this designed is pretty remarkable.
It's a lot. I was thinking about that people have been thinking about this really hard, and I didn't expect them to.
There was engineering involved in making this thing work right.
There's artistry. Like, these people are like, yeah, I have to look at good, like, because I've done that for animations and stuff where you have to look at, like, but that's on the basis of something that I'm creating that has a bigger, it's a larger thing than myself. Versus this, where the base groundwork is like, so I want to be a dog, and I really want to act like a dog. Can you do that for me? Like,
it feels weird to be doing like engineering and costume design for an audience size of one. Like, your audience is this man.
You gotta be
this
paying a
man
lot.
cares very deeply about this, but nobody else does. So like, you're doing all this work for this one guy, which just feels strange to me. But like, more power to him. He paid for it. He paid for it. So no one's getting harmed in this.
Yeah. But this does feel, I think I brought up in our last episode or a few episodes ago that there's a guy that I know that is known as Furry Dave. And when I was talking to him, there was one point that you could tell when something is like a discourse in a community somebody's in, when they start being like, they get really vehement. Because I think I made a joke.
You've thought about this.
Yeah, because we were doing like a fun like smash or pass for Pal World. It almost was just fun to hang out with the furry because he was like, absolutely smash. And we're like, no. Like,
I'm like, no.
Like the debate was hilarious.
Sir.
But there is a point where he's just like, furries, it's not bestiality. Like he was only so clear. Right. It's not bestiality, okay? Like, because you could tell that people probably hit him with that.
Yeah, probably.
This though, I'm gonna say this is virgin. Like this, if it is a sexual thing, this feels like bestiality.
It could, sure, I agree with you. There's nothing to indicate that this is sexual, so I'm gonna give the man the benefit of the doubt. It just seems like a weird dude, and I don't know if we read more into it than that.
I remember watching a little like CBS special about a woman who's obsessed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to the point that she ate pizza every day and had like the movie replicas of the suits. I think she had like an actual suit from the movie.
Eating pizza every day. I'm more concerned about the eating pizza every day part of this.
But that was not. I don't think she was sexually attracted to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She was just really fucking into it, and also very on the spectrum, like very autistic. So it's like, I think that's also a key that different minds work different ways. So this could be wholesome, like for
very well
kind of going with your point. Yeah.
So you know what? Good on this man. He's bringing a little pocket of joy to the world for maybe just himself, but I hope your next segment does that for us as well, Will.
Hey, before we get to that, you know what's an even better fursuit? The image that I sent to you that I've...
You absolute dingus.
This, for context, Theo, I was going to send Theo a Halloween costume that I did at a friend's place, but I spent so long pulling up the image and like futzing with it that it
just
became a joke
on him.
And then I said, "All right, now I'm just going to send it to you at some point during the episode, during the recording." But it's me dressed as Garfield. Now, please describe my outfit.
Yes, it is Will wearing a yellow shirt and black pants and big looking like clown shoes, but they're cat shoes. And he's got a hat that is Garfield, and it's Garfield's smushed up face. What I'm laughing at most about this picture is that you're the only one who's dressed up in costume.
Absolutely.
The rest of the people at this table are totally just dressed normally.
Absolutely. I was told that at least one of the other people was going to be dressed up. They were not.
It's just you.
I love this Garfield hat because it looks like I've killed Garfield and I'm wearing his head as a trophy. Like,
I also love that.
It's so great.
That everyone else at the table has normal metal chairs, and you've been given the kids' chair because you're wearing a costume, and you're given a short chair that's smaller than everybody else's.
I was also the DM of this RPG session that we were doing in this picture. Anyway, I said that there weren't gloves with it, but I immediately took those off because they were literally just like bags over your hands. Like it was I couldn't pick up pencils. It's not good for DMing.
You ever think about how at our age our grandfathers were fighting in World War II? You ever stop and think about that?
You know what?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I do think about that. I sometimes think about how people's adolescence is, because that's actually been an interesting point about how people's like childhoods have stretched longer and longer, as opposed to back in the day where it's like you hit 18, all right,
you're a man now, you have kids.
Yeah. Whereas like people now are just like, well, I'm just going to play video games all day and nothing you could do to stop me. And it's like, it's fine for you to do that if you'd like, but sometimes you get into situations where you're dressed up as Garfield and Eric gets the clown on you. But now we're going to go to my next segment, which is
going to be a deleted scene from How I Met Your Mother. They're going to, how is this relevant? How?
I have in the news. I'm just moving on. Both of these, I have 3 stories. I think I'm only going to get to 2, though.
All right.
And these are two wacky food stories, which I would think
right up my alley.
Really
Come
like.
on.
Right up your alley. One of the sources I was going to use the takeout for, but they didn't have the best coverage.
Listen,
to be
the
honest.
takeout, they were
Hit or miss
riding high for a couple of episodes. They're back in the dumpster, baby. Listen, their quality of stuff right now is in the absolute shitter. So they got to get back on their stuff to start earning my respect.
But I went through multiple articles for both of the stories I'll probably be talking about. I ended up landing on the least known sources for these. But this first one, I've seen articles on Ars Technica and other websites, but this is from globalnews.ca. And this is by
we bring you only the most reputable news sources.
Yeah, we only bring you. But okay, it's been corroborated by other sources, so it's fine. Doritos dye turns mice translucent. Researchers find.
What?
Are humans next?
Wait.
Yeah.
You're telling me that
Doritos dye turns mice translucent. What's so hard to figure out about that?
Because in my mind, you can do palette swaps of things. If they were oh, it turns it pink, I'd be like, that makes sense. But the palette swap to the Nintendo 64 translucent purple controller that's not a biological being.
No, it's not. It gets weird. I chose this article because it was the least confusing with the science parts. But Doritos,
break this down for me. I'm an idiot. Tell me how this works.
I am the commissioner of police in a Law and Order episode, asking listeners to break that down for me.
Break it down to me.
Doritos might be known for spicing up snack time, but Stanford researchers have discovered that a dye in the chips can also turn mice translucent. The study, published on September 6th in the Journal of Science, explains how researchers at Stanford University in California used a common food dye called yellow number 5, found in various foods and beauty products, on the skin of live mice. The dye created a temporary window that made their organs, muscles, blood vessels visible, the researchers said. The technique, called optical tissue clearing, which has not yet been tested on humans, could potentially allow the non-invasive observation and monitoring of injuries or diseases, the authors argue.
How do you not put that on a mouse, see what it does, and then immediately not try it on yourself? I want to be in that science lab because when they see the mouse like that, I'm going to be putting it on my arm immediately. I am.
Come on, I want to see my muscles. It'll be great. What's up with dyes, by the way? Because isn't there red dye number 5 that was supposed to be very toxic?
Yeah, red dye 40. I think it was red dye 40.
Yeah, but dyes to me in my brain, I'm those are the least likely to damage you. But they're they're doing a lot of weird shit that I'm what are we eating?
Yeah, I guess I'm just every supervillain origin story. I guess I'm Dr. Osbourne or whatever. Just gonna try it out myself.
Back to formula.
Back to formula. That's me. But I'm drinking the yellow dye to see if I just go fully invisible.
That's literally the plot of Invisible Man.
Oh shit!
You're just gonna make up the Invisible Man. Quote. Looking forward, this technology could make veins more visible for the drawing of blood, make laser-based tattoo removal more straightforward, or assist in the early detection and treatment of cancers, co-author and Stanford University Assistant Professor of Material Science and Engineering, Gu-Song Hong said.
I mean, they're looking at the glass half... No, they're looking at the glass full, absolutely full version of this, where they're not being yeah, that's fucked up, and we shouldn't be eating this.
Hey, Theo, we are currently in a society where the big buzz term is AI, as if the last few decades of science fiction have not been about how AI has absolutely been destroying us. So this is, I'm giving these guys a little bit of benefit of the doubt, because this is interesting, but also, I do understand where you're coming from with this.
It's we should not fuck around with this.
Stop fucking around with making things translucent. That's how you get Invisible Man.
Do you want the Invisible Man?
Do you want the Invisible Man? Come on.
Back to formula?
Back to formula. But so, for example, certain therapies using lasers to eliminate cancerous or precancerous cells, but are limited to areas near the skin surface, this technique may also be able to improve that light penetration. The artificial food dye used in the experiment, tartarazine, also known as yellow number 5, is approved for use in the United States and Canada. It is commonly used to give yellow color to a range of products, including Doritos, Mountain Dew, M&M's, cereals like Captain Crunch, and beauty products such as shampoo, conditioner,
so we're already using this.
soap,
we're already
and
using all
eyeliner.
this. All right, great.
As well as some vitamins and medicines.
Great.
Although tartarazine is widely used to color foods and cosmetics, researchers sought to explore whether it could make mice's skin translucent, which feels like there was a step missing in that explanation.
It feels like somebody is the Invisible Man, and they're like, "Hey, you should look into this."
Number 5 looks
anonymous tip.
Pretty good. So, how did they achieve this surprising effect? So, the science behind the invisible mouse. Scattering of light prevents us from seeing through our bodies, the authors explained. This is because fats, cellular fluids, proteins, and other materials have different refractive indices.
All right, Doc, break it down for me like I'm 5, all right?
This is the simplest version, which determines how much incoming light waves are bent. To make bodies transparent, scientists wanted to make all the different parts of the tissues have the same light-bending properties. So they're basically bringing everything in the same wavelength of light refraction.
I think I understand.
The researcher found that tartarazine can do this. When this dye is added to water and soaked into tissue, tartarazine molecules are structured in a way that aligns with the light-bending ability of the skin. The dye absorbs blue and purple light and allows red and orange light to travel through the tissue, resulting in transparency, the study said. The method was first tested on thin slices of chicken breast, which I feel like I imagine I don't know if you've ever seen the Mickey Mouse cartoon where they're all like poor and they have bread, and so they slice it like literally paper thin to make it last even longer, and that's what I imagined for like how thin that was.
This seems like something that if it was invented in the 90s, they would actually be trying to make Doritos translucent and sell them for people to eat.
Yeah, and we're just purple. Yeah, they would try to do that. Yeah, right. They would have those. The researchers then applied a temporary tartarazine solution to mice. On the scalp, this made the skin transparent, revealing the brain's blood tissues. When applied to the abdomen, it showed the intestines, heart, and lungs. Strongly absorbing dye molecules, when applied topically to biological tissues, can reduce the intrinsic light scattering within these tissues, the study said. Quote, this effect renders various biological tissues, including scalp, muscle, and abdomen, transparent. After rinsing off the dye, the tissues quickly return to their normal opacity.
Oh, really? Said. So actually, it's totally reversible. My thought was like it gets soaked in and then you're fucked.
No, you're not fucked. Adding that tartarazine did not seem to have any lasting effects. In an editorial article about the study, this is also based off of like their minor amount of research into this. It might have effects that we don't know about. This is me adding my own. In an editorial article about the study, Christopher J. Rollins and John Gorkeski, both researchers of Imperial College London, United Kingdom, argue these results will create extremely broad interest in the procedure, which I will say.
I would say here we are, interested in it.
Human skin is much thicker, he said, so this method isn't quite ready for practical use on people yet, but they are still working on it. And now, let's go on to my second article that I think is going to hit you a little bit closer to home, Theo. This is from boingboing.net.
Once again, only the highest quality here.
Caffeinated ramen in a squeeze tube for one-handed slurping while video gaming.
Oh yeah, baby, give me juice. Let's go.
Remember that juice? Are you a compulsive video gamer who resents having to hit pause just to, eat?
Just to eat like an animal?
Boost Noodle is a new kind of ramen for players who, quote, want to eat easily with one hand while playing games, not get their expensive and important gaming equipment dirty, and want to eat something closer to a meal rather than a jelly drink or beverage. This is
oh my God. I love that they're being like, are you tired of all that garbage that comes in a tube? Here's a new food that comes in a tube. It's a filet mignon with a side of green beans.
All you gotta do is slurp it into your fucking mouth. Resembling an astronaut meal, Boost Noodle is a, quote, in a 16mm spout pouch that is easy to eat with one hand, contains short-cut noodles as well as roast pork and bamboo shoots intertwined with a jelly-like rich seafood and pork bone soup, allowing you to enjoy authentic ramen as is, states manufacturer Nippon Ham Corporation.
Now, one thing I've learned over the years of doing this podcast and looking at various food articles basically every week is that if you ever ever are reading about food and they cite astronauts, you're in for a bad time. You're going to end in a bad place.
They do that because they don't have better options.
Because they don't have better options.
And so why would I want to eat like them? But I'm going to send you a picture of the article header just so you could see that it is indeed ramen in a fucking squeeze pouch.
And I love that they have a picture of a man, and very subtly you can see that he's wearing headphones because he is a gamer.
He's a gamer. He's a true gamer. According to the company, the addition of a starchy tuber, Kanuyaku, prevents the noodles from becoming soggy. So they think about that, at least. And here's the real kicker about this new kind of kick. The inclusion of caffeine gives a boost to your mood.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good.
And that's the end of this article, but they did have a takeout article that is slightly different. It is different caffeinated gaming cup noodle. So it is also, but this is not in a squeeze pouch, which is less
I think we've covered this before or something like it, where it's literally just cup noodle, but it's gamer. It's for gamers, and it's got RGB all over the packaging.
Yeah, it's all rainbow. Like it looks like RGB. This is caffeine packed cup noodles sound like peak gamer fuel. Thanks to takeout.
Thanks takeout.
But I think that's how we're going to leave it. I'm going to save my last article next week because I'm excited for it. But
oh boy,
I'm excited for your next segment.
My next segment means that once again we have to head down into the dark, into time to wake up William. It's been a couple of weeks. Did I miss Halloween? What?
I was just at a gaming convention and somebody gave me some cup noodles and I loved them. They were really great, but now I'm feeling, what'd you give me?
Do you feel powerful? Do you feel powerful?
I feel fast. I feel fast right now.
I'm trying this new food diet. I gave you a lot of it.
Why can I see my guts? I can see the noodles going through my guts.
It's a new taxidermy inspired noodle.
Actually, that would maybe be effective for taxidermy. I don't know much about taxidermy, but
welcome back to the Taxidermy Shop. It's your job, Will, now to guess the prices of my various offerings. Everything is on sale. You point to something, I say, buy it now.
You're gesturing like there are shelves that I can see.
All around.
Whoa.
Look around.
I'll play along. Wow, look at that.
Wow, look at all of these.
Oh, it's a lot of squirrels. A lot of dolls.
A lot of fanciful squirrels. All right, Will, are you ready for the first round? I will send you the image and we can get this show on the road, baby.
I am ready.
If I can copy this image correctly, don't make fun of me. I'm not a grandpa.
Oh, this feels like the shoes on the other foot. And
no,
look how I have
it's malfunctioning.
Grace. I have grace.
I'm pressing copy image. No.
Hey,
no,
Theo.
It's not working. Okay, it's working finally.
It's okay to have technical
difficulties.
There we go.
All right.
Oh my God, except for that.
This one's called Taxidermy Mouse in Wooden Coffin. Creepy, cute oddities art. Resting peaceful mouse.
I'm going to say that this is probably the least work done on taxiderming an animal that I've ever seen.
What?
It literally looks like this.
How could you say
this
that?
mouse died, fell on its back, and then they went, done. It's posed.
How could you say that about this little mouse?
Oh,
that's disrespectful. Here's the description from the seller.
Oh, of course.
Taxidermy mouse in wooden coffin. Creepy, cute oddities art. Resting peaceful mouse. Morbid, spooky Halloween decor for death-positive people.
For death-positive people.
Yes.
You know what? My grandma died, but you know what? I said that I was sad. Not sad on the inside. Very into it.
This is a traditionally taxidermied mouse peacefully at rest in a real wood coffin. He is not freeze-dried or mummified. He is posed in the traditional death pose of a dead mouse. He has a little pillow.
Okay, this is even more evidence that they just took the mouse, filled it with sawdust, and threw it in the thing.
Will.
Traditional.
It's tradition. He has a little pillow in his coffin. The mouse,
a little pillow.
The mouse is not permanently fixed into the coffin and can be removed.
I don't like
that.
There
are 4 little crosses adorning the outside of the coffin lid. The coffin lid will not completely close without crushing his nose. So please be aware of this.
This is one of those wild things where the like little setting around it, I feel like has higher production values than the actual thing. Even so, this little coffin that he's in, I can see the glue lines. Like at
How
each of
could
the
you
seams,
say that?
there's
They worked
so much
hard on
glue.
this traditional mouse.
It still looks pretty good. They have like hinges on this. They have like a full latch.
you
I don't
can't
know why
close
they.
it.
Yeah, you
Don't
can't
close
close
it.
it, but they added a latch to it. I don't understand that.
It kind of would have been better if they made the coffin lid like have a nose in it so you could close it and it could be like a little mousy nose sticking out. This is just, I'm just a reseller, all right?
This is not a king. This is not a
hustler.
pharaoh.
This is not a
mice.
pharaoh. This is a commoner.
This is a
It's
commoner.
true.
Gets right in the
All right,
garden.
Will, for this little guy, how much you
Mice?
talking about?
I'm gonna say mice usually a little bit lower side, higher than you think. That I feel like taxidermy has a very high like bottom to it,
High floor.
but then I'm surprised for how like the other things that are bigger that don't like increase in price accordingly in my mind.
Okay.
So
okay.
this, I feel like I'm gonna go a little bit higher for this one. I'm gonna say full. I'm gonna say $85.
This one will run you $115.
Jesus
so you were
Christ.
pretty close.
My thought was first 120, and I was like, "That's too high."
That's
Going
too
against
high,
what
no.
I just said, but I was like, you know what? Apparently not.
All right, Will, we're ramping up here. We got more things to sell. We got more merchandise to move. We're moving right on. Real taxidermy opossum head on vintage animatronic doll horror oddities.
Yeah, this is horror, all right. Because this, holy shit, this feels like somebody who hates Christmas like put this out onto their their
There's
nativity
there's
scene.
the ghost of Christmas present, past, future, and also ghost of Christmas opossum.
Yeah, this is the Ghost of the Future if you're on ketamine. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
what it
that's
turns
big.
into. This is for people who do not have this at home. It is a full. Imagine somebody's like angel kind of statue figurine. I'm going to say this is
You put out at
few-
Christmas time, holding a candle.
Yeah, like maybe a little over a foot tall. Has a black candle, like lit candle, black wings on a little stand. Except, even though it has human hands. They just took this is in the category of taxidermy where they just plop a head on a doll.
Put
where
a
it's
head on that.
A screaming, sharp-toothed possum who has the bluest eyes, like he's a fucking White Walker,
Yeah.
that are obviously fake. Like they couldn't even allow this thing to rest in peace before popping its eyeballs out and popping these things in.
It doesn't even look like it's got its original teeth. Look at this poor guy.
It's veneers.
All right, here's a
veneers
description.
everywhere.
Here's a description from the seller. Real taxidermy opossum head on vintage animatronic doll. Horror oddities, moving light up angel doll, screaming opossum, taxidermy art doll.
At least they know. At least they aren't surprised by this. Like, oh
Hark.
yeah, everyone loves this. Hark.
The herald angels scream. Let this little angry critter scream you the song of its people.
Just from the lighthouse. There's a great hark in that movie. Hark.
This is a vintage animatronic angel doll that's been lovingly upcycled, dyed,
know about that.
painted, remounted, and given a complete overhaul.
Upcycled is a bold term for this.
Listen, at best, this is a lateral cycle, all right?
Yeah, it's awful. Upcycling is already a weird term. This is not an application of that term.
The bulb lights up, the right arm and the head rotate. The original angel head has been removed and replaced with this
Oh, you don't
furry
say.
little dude's head. Please see video in the picture section to appreciate how fun this piece is. It operates with a standard 110 volt 2-prong plug-in included, but can be appreciated while not in motion as well. The bulb is newly replaced. The possum head was mounted by me using traditional taxidermy methods and is not freeze-dried or mummified.
I do like that they say that at the end of each thing. Like, are there mummified ones? Like, are people doing freeze dry? Like, are they putting actual animals in those freeze dryers that people have in their homes?
No.
I hope not.
I hope not. Well, so before this, I hadn't had a chance to look at the video, but I will say that I clicked on it, and the motion that the mummified or the little opossum makes is just a sort of a head roll.
Oh,
He's
that's
sort
not
of
good.
rolling his head around, and his arm moves back and forth. So he's doing like one of these.
Yeah, that's
feel
not.
like
I don't
I'm
want. I thought it was just gonna be arm motions, and I was gonna be
Oh,
fine
his
with
head
that.
rolls around.
Head rolls
It's
bad.
Not good. It's not good.
That's bad.
It is 20 inches tall, though, so quite large.
That's big. Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right. It's time to get down to brass tacks. I'll give you a little hint. $103 shipping.
$103.
I'll give you that little clue. I'll give you that one.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot to take in.
I'm going to say this is $325.
Wow. $425.
$100 more.
Only $100 more.
Only $100.
But you got the 25, which means you're dialing it in.
This is another moment where we have to figure out what the equivalent of this money that you could spend on this is, because you could buy a PS5.
You could almost buy a PS5.
Hey,
with $100 shipping, definitely.
Everybody looking at this taxidermy right now, I know you got the eBay page up, and you're thinking about hitting buy now, but think about you could have a PS5.
I'm even logged in. I could just hit the buy it now, right now. I could do it.
You could ruin your own life. You could ruin your own finances. You could ruin your relationship with your girlfriend.
All right, well, we're dialing it in. Last one. We got last one.
Gotta get it.
Taxidermy raccoon, jack-o'-lantern, Halloween decor, oddities, art, full body. I'm copying the image. I'm sending you the image. Here we go. Just in time for the season.
Oh, hail the great pumpkin. Because it is the opposite of the one we just had. It is a raccoon's body. Who has his hand, he's standing on his feet, his hands up to the sky like he's praising the Lord. But
praise the sun.
His head has been removed and replaced with a big old jack-o'-lantern.
I think we've solved the puzzle where the head has been removed and put on something else. We found the body. And now the police can come and arrest who has committed this crime. This is, I don't know how I feel about this. If it was a fake raccoon body, I'd be into it. You would be if you saw this in a Target, you would be like, that's kind of awesome.
That's kind of fun. I kind of like it as it is, as knowing that this was once a living creature that breathed. Its stomach would go in and out with each breath. And now it's been replaced by a little jack-o'-lantern. Not good.
Not good. Here's the description from the seller. Taxidermy raccoon with pumpkin jack-o'-lantern head. Full body standing mount pose raccoon with light up pumpkin head. Coolest Halloween decoration ever. I found this poor raccoon on the road last year. Skinned it and tanned it, etc. The head ended up going to another project. So, what to do with the headless raccoon? Turn him into an adorable jack-o'-lantern, of course. You know. Have you ever found yourself in this situation and said, of course, this is what I do?
As you do.
As you do. He is standing on a wooden platform painted gloss purple, and he is supported by a clear acrylic dowel. The pumpkin on his shoulders is meant to contain a battery-powered tea light. There's a small platform coming up out of the neck area that I magnetized, so you can place a tea light in there with a magnet glued underneath. This is included. There's enough room under the pumpkin's chin to reach your hand in there, or to place or adjust the light, so you can just reach your little hand in there, no problem.
I don't like that. I don't want to reach my hand into it.
He's a very fluffy and soft critter. Beautiful fur. No defects or flaws, despite being headless.
Once again, this feels a little bit voyeuristic, because I imagine, maybe I'm a little too empathetic with these taxidermy animals, but I do imagine myself as the taxidermy animal with an alien or something, being like, he has great skin, his hair so fluffy, so cute. Oh, the beard
I took his head off. I put it
fun.
somewhere else.
Yeah, it's great. Like, that's because I don't think this raccoon's like, oh yeah, great, thanks. Like, thanks for replacing my fucking head.
You know what an alien would say about you that the description says? He's very large and heavy. That means that means he's extremely well built and will last a lifetime.
That's true. I've actually had that said about me. He's well built.
He will, I promise you, will last a lifetime. His own lifetime, to be precise.
That's what Annie's just like crossing her fingers like, I hope so. I hope he lasts a lifetime.
It also means that shipping will be a little pricey. So it's time for you to tell me the price.
Over $100. This is tough. I'm gonna say it's less than the animatronic. I'm gonna go with $325 again.
This one will set you back $500 flat.
Why is it more?
$500. He's an extremely cute, fluffy guy. No head, no problem.
Why is that? It feels worse quality than the other one, the angel one. I know I was discussing with both.
You could either have 5 of those little mice, or you could do this. Your choice. I don't know what to tell you.
That feels like a weird trolley problem. Would you rather 5 mice or 1 beheaded?
You know what? In that trolley problem, I just jump out in front of the trolley and just get it out, get it done with.
And me.
Take me.
I'll be the one. I'll slow it down. I'm big and I last a while.
I last a lifetime.
Durable.
All right. Well, you always are welcome back anytime. Come back, visit a friend at the Taxidermy Shoppe.
Of course. And now, Theo, it looks like we've come to the end of our episode.
Oh my God.
You know what? Sometimes that happens. We don't get enough time to get to the last segments we got planned, but that means that you gotta all come back next time. I'm talking to you, listeners. Come back next week for more segments. I feel like I've never say like, "Hey, come back next week." It should be like I should probably say,
"What do you
come
mean?"
back next week.
It's implied.
Yes, especially when I say thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave star ratings or reviews on your podcast network of choice. We love to see those. They give a big benefit to the podcast if you enjoy it. And if you have any segments, send it to segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com. Our YouTube is Segment City, where we have full episodes, and we have a big thank you to give to somebody in particular.
That thank you goes out to Rachel Robinson. She does our intro music, and she has amazing tracks you can find in your streaming platform of choice. You know what? Bust out your old iPod. Go to iTunes and pay 99 cents per song for each one of her songs. All of them. Do it now. We'll wait. We'll wait.
Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now. And some say that she, if you catch her on a full moon, she takes off her head and replaces it with a jack-o'-lantern, and she runs around. So don't go messing around with her on those full moon nights.
I wonder if we could create a list of all the libel that you've said about Rachel Robinson over the years.
Oh, to sue me? No, that could never happen.
No, those lawyers, they don't know. They
couldn't get this stuff
They
together.
can't get evidence. They don't have the patience for
evidence.
it. But now we come to list of unusual deaths. And this one is especially unusual because it's not how I thought people were going to die from this.
That's the whole point of the list, Will.
No, but it's even weirder because this is the
That's the point of the list, Will.
The victims of the Dublin Whiskey Fire, which happened on June 18th, 1875.
Now I see where you're going with this, because they didn't die from fire, did they?
At the Liberties, Dublin, Ireland, then part of the United Kingdom, a fire broke out at Lawrence Malone's bondage storehouse on the corner of Ardee Street, where 5,000 hogsheads, or 262,500 imperial gallons, or 1,193,000 liters.
Wait, can I guess on this one? Did the alcohol vaporize and then they inhaled it and then they died from...
Or 315,200 U.S. gallons. So this is a fuck ton. I just wanted to say a lot of whiskey were being stored. The heat caused the barrels in the storehouse to explode, sending a stream of whiskey flowing through the doors and windows of the burning building. The burning whiskey then flowed along the streets, where it quickly demolished a row of small houses.
Holy shit.
Despite the damage from the fire, all the resulting 13 fatalities were caused by alcohol poisoning after drinking the undiluted flooded whiskey.
Wait. They just went ahead and were like, this is for me now. If it's for free, it's for me.
They literally just got a flagon out, went to the street
don't do that.
and pointed at their gullet, and then they died because it wasn't done.
Idiots. Come on.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then they're just like, I'm not feeling too good.
Come on.
St. Mary's, I've done this to me myself.
Oh no.